Zahir-ud-din Muhammad Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire, was born on February 14, 1483 in the city of Andijan in modern-day Uzbekistan. His lineage was impressive. On his father's side, he was a direct descendant of Timur, the ferocious Central Asian conqueror. This heritage instilled in Babur a sense of destiny and a thirst for power. From his mother's side, he was descended from Genghis Khan, another legendary figure known for his military prowess and vast empire. Babur's family ruled the small kingdom of Fergana, a land of fertile valleys and snow-capped mountains. Babur's childhood was far from idyllic. At the tender age of 11, he inherited the throne of Fergana upon his father's untimely death. This thrust him into the complex and often dangerous world of Central Asian politics. Surrounded by ambitious relatives and hostile neighbors, Babur faced an uphill battle to secure his inheritance. He was constantly challenged by rivals who sought to usurp his throne. His early years were marked by both triumphs and setbacks. Despite the challenges, Babur displayed remarkable courage and resilience. He quickly learned the art of warfare and diplomacy. He understood the importance of alliances and was a shrewd judge of character. These qualities would serve him well in the years to come as he navigated the treacherous path to power. It was during these formative years that Babur began to dream of a grand empire, one that would surpass even the achievements of his illustrious ancestors. This ambition would ultimately lead him to turn his sights towards the riches and splendor of India. Babur's early reign in Fergana was a turbulent period marked by constant warfare and intrigue. He faced threats from both within and outside his kingdom. His own relatives saw him as a young and inexperienced ruler, ripe for exploitation. Neighboring kingdoms, sensing weakness, were eager to expand their territories at Fergana's expense. Babur, however, proved to be a formidable adversary. He possessed a keen military mind and was a charismatic leader who inspired loyalty in his followers. In 1497, at the age of just 14, Babur embarked on his first major military campaign, setting his sights on the coveted city of Samarkand. Samarkand held immense strategic and symbolic importance in Central Asia. It was a hub of trade and culture, and its capture would solidify Babur's claim as a major power in the region. After a lengthy siege, Babur succeeded in capturing Samarkand. This victory, however, proved short-lived. While Babur was preoccupied with consolidating his hold on Samarkand, his enemies back in Fergana rallied against him. Forced to choose between his ancestral homeland and his newly conquered prize, Babur reluctantly abandoned Samarkand to quell the rebellion in Fergana. This setback was a bitter pill to swallow. However, it taught Babur valuable lessons about the fickle nature of fortune and the importance of maintaining a strong power base. Over the next decade, Babur continued to fight for control of Samarkand and the surrounding territories. He faced numerous setbacks and betrayals, even experiencing a brief period of exile. Yet he never gave up on his dream of building a powerful empire. By 1519, after decades of struggle in Central Asia, Babur began to set his sights on India. The Delhi Sultanate, weakened by internal strife and incompetent rulers, presented a tempting target. Babur was lured by the tales of India's immense wealth and fertile lands. He saw an opportunity to carve out a new empire for himself in this land of opportunity. His ambitions were not merely driven by greed. He genuinely believed in his destiny to rule and saw himself as a bringer of order and justice to a chaotic land. Babur's first foray into India was a reconnaissance mission. He led a small force through the Khyber Pass, testing the defenses of the Delhi Sultanate and gauging the lay of the land. He was impressed by the wealth of the Punjab region, but also noted the disunity and weakness of the ruling class. This only strengthened his resolve to conquer India. In 1524, Babur launched his campaign in earnest. He crossed the Indus River with a well-equipped army, determined to make India his own. The decisive moment of Babur's conquest came on April 21, 1526, at the Battle of Panipat. This epic clash pitted Babur's relatively small but highly disciplined army against the much larger forces of Ibrahim Lodi, the Sultan of Delhi. Babur's army was equipped with gunpowder weapons, including cannons and muskets, which gave him a significant technological advantage over the Lodi army, which relied on traditional cavalry charges. The Battle of Panipat was a resounding victory for Babur. Ibrahim Lodi was killed on the battlefield, effectively ending the Lodi dynasty's rule. The price of empire. The harsh realities of Babur's rule. Babur's victory at Panipat marked the beginning of the Mughal Empire in India. However, his rule was not without its challenges and controversies. The establishment of Mughal authority was often brutal and unforgiving. Babur, like many conquerors before him, resorted to harsh measures to consolidate his power and quell any potential rebellions. His reign saw the destruction of temples and the imposition of taxes that disproportionately affected the non-Muslim population. One of the most controversial aspects of Babur's rule was the reimposition of the jizya tax. This tax, levied on non-Muslim subjects, had been abolished by some earlier rulers, but was reinstated by Babur as a way to assert Islamic dominance and generate revenue for his treasury. The jizya tax was deeply resented by the Hindu population and became a source of tension and unrest throughout Babur's reign. The destruction of temples, often carried out on a large scale, served both symbolic and strategic purposes. It aimed to break the morale of the conquered population and served as a reminder of Mughal military might. The destruction of these important religious sites left a lasting scar on the cultural landscape of India and fueled resentment towards Mughal rule. It is important to note that while Babur's reign was marked by violence and oppression, he was also a man of culture and learning. Beyond the battlefield, Babur's cultural and administrative legacy. Babur was not just a conqueror. He was also a man of letters, a keen observer of nature, and a patron of the arts. His autobiography, the Baburnama, is considered one of the most important works of Turkish literature. It provides a fascinating glimpse into Babur's personality, his thoughts, and his world. The Baburnama reveals a man of great intellect, curiosity, and sensitivity, a stark contrast to his image as a ruthless conqueror. It is filled with vivid descriptions of his military campaigns, his observations on the flora and fauna of the lands he encountered, and his reflections on life, love, and loss. In terms of administration, Babur laid the groundwork for many of the policies that would characterize the Mughal Empire at its zenith. He understood the importance of a strong, centralized government and implemented measures to improve tax collection and streamline the administration. He also introduced a number of reforms in the fields of agriculture and trade, aimed at revitalizing the economy and improving the lives of his subjects. He was particularly interested in developing efficient irrigation systems, recognizing their importance in an agrarian society. Babur's reign also witnessed a significant cultural exchange between Central Asia and India. Babur, along with his entourage of artists, musicians, and scholars, brought with them the traditions and aesthetics of their homeland. Babur's life was a complex tapestry of conquest and culture, brutality and progress. His impact on Indian history is undeniable, leaving a legacy that still resonates today. Join us next time on Halo of Ancient Wisdom as we continue to explore the rich and varied history of the Indian subcontinent. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into history.